Alright, welcome to my stream. Just trying something out with the music. I was just using VLC playing the theme music that my friend Brock Wilson recorded for me to use as a theme song for when I post my videos on YouTube. So just thought I'd use that since I had it and, I don't know, fade it out on the thing here. I'm sure there's a smoother way to do it, but, you know, whatever. So how's everyone doing today? Just gonna... Obviously we don't have anyone in here yet, but... Yeah, so... Yeah, the beginnings of these things are always awkward, so... So just posting to Discord here. All right. And I should probably shut down Discord because otherwise you'll get the notification sounds coming in through the audio, and I'm sure that's not anything that you want to hear. So still no one in chat, eh? So I'm streaming live via YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook allegedly, but the Facebook one, somebody liked one of my things, but that's the only evidence I've ever seen that it was actually working. So one disadvantage to going live on Facebook is that when I did the Facebook edits in the past, I could just trim all the awkward bits out. But now that you see the live broadcast after, you get to see the whole thing here. So I probably will do a condensed version of these still, but yeah. Which reminds me, the last video I did before I did the try live thing, I still haven't finished editing, so let's... Alright, how's that looking? That's a bit better. Alright, so... Hey, Nico Silent Guy just stepped into the room. So, just waiting on Shani and maybe a couple other people, but good to see you. Yeah, nice to see somebody who's joined. I'm going to be playing a game called Golfing Over It, which was a suggestion by Shani on the last stream, so hopefully she shows up. She said earlier today she was going to, so. This is a smoothie I made. It's frozen cranberries, frozen strawberries, some almond and coconut milk with 3 scoops of sherbet flavored G Fuel powder, which my brother left behind when he moved out, and which I hardly ever use. So yeah, she should be coming. And then, well, what we did last time, as soon as my stream ended, hers began, more or less. So that's what I think we'll do this time. So I plan on playing it for a bit, and then when she's ready to go on, if I have viewers, I'll just do a raid on her channel, or I'll just end mine and then everyone can just go over there manually onto hers. We'll see. Last time I planned on doing a raid, but then there was only like 2 people left in chat by the time then I just ended it, and then like I was like, well, she said she was going live, but so then I ended it, and then like 2 minutes, not even later, she came on. Like, I think I got up to go to the bathroom or something, and then immediately she was on. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should have waited, I don't know. But either way, it wasn't enough people. Although on her thing, it does like a, you got rated something, you know. And I think it's good for both of our channels. It's good for her if people are rating on it. It's good for mine to raid to somebody, I think, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I have it so that whenever Frog or her stream, it will automatically, if I'm not streaming, it will host them on my channel, but yeah. So, just waiting here. The beginning of the streams are always a little awkward as people are coming in. I'm trying to figure out ways to notify people. I have it set up here on Streamlabs so that Twitter will announce that I'm on, and then I go on to Discord and stuff and announce that I'm going on too, but I don't really have a social media presence per se, so it's kind of tricky to get the word out that I'm streaming. But yeah. I think my Facebook page either does an announcement or it's supposed to stream, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I mean, Shani always says she's going live right now on Snap, and then it takes 15 to 30 minutes until she actually does. True. And I'm always the first one in because I always just set up the page and leave it. And on the desktop, you don't have to refresh or whatever when somebody goes live. There's like an idle screen that you can go to, and then when somebody on the channel goes live on Twitch, if you're sitting on that idle screen, as soon as they go live, it'll switch. You can't do it on your phone or anything, but you can do it on the PC version. So I always do that. And then the one time I missed, she's like, I'm going live over on Twitch. So I was like, cool. So I like brewed myself a cup of coffee. I went to the bathroom. I did a bunch of other stuff, and I came back, and it was maybe 5 minutes later, and I came on, and she was already on, and I don't remember if anyone else was on, but I typed like, what the heck? You're on? And then she like, as if she had done a practical joke, tone of voice was like, hee 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 hee. Yeah, I'm on this time, or I actually was live this time when I did it, and she basically was like acting like she did it intentionally to trick me all along, and I was like, sure, Shani, yeah, but it was funny. She wasn't upset that I wasn't the first one in, but she was kind of like she was acting like it was on purpose that she did it to trick all of us, I guess, but yeah. Yeah, but I usually have a few streams on lurk in the background, so I do your Shrek. It usually starts muted and I miss the start. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So, I don't know. There's only so many streams I watch. Obviously, like, Frogs and stuff, because we're, like, friends in real life, so, like, because otherwise, no offense, but if it was a stranger, I don't think I'd watch Escape from Tarkov or whatever. Or in Final Fantasy XIV, I've played that game. I'm way past where he is in the game, so, like, I've seen all of this stuff he's doing in Final Fantasy 14 already, because I did it, like, personally, and my brother did it when he lived with me. We were still on that part, like, long before he moved out, because it's from a few years ago, and so, like, I think we went back with some of his friends and stuff to level up and get gear and help them and stuff, so the part he's on, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I remember all of this. I can almost recite some of the cinematics, so I'm like, yeah, we're good. And but because it's him, I go because I like his company, and sometimes you guys show up too, which is fun. But yeah, totally. Nico says, "Yep, totally on purpose." Cough and then a winking face. I try to repeat the chat back because, like, even if now with YouTube, because I'm streaming on 3 platforms at once, because I'm actually paying a subscription for Streamlabs. Because now I have a job and have a disposable income again, I can afford it, and because I don't spend my money on anything else, so it's able to accumulate, and I can get that, which is a nice feeling after 3 years of being flat broke. But anyway, so because I'm streaming on YouTube now, YouTube you have to set it up, and then it won't let you do it for like a few weeks, like. So last week was the first time I streamed live on YouTube because with the multi-stream... I can't remember if it was multi-stream or if it was YouTube itself. It was like you have to set it up, and then it said that YouTube made you wait before you could do it after you set it up for a few days. So I was like, all right. So then the last time I did it was the first time I streamed on multi-platforms at once. Because usually I'll stream on Twitch... and then I'll download the feed from Twitch onto my computer hard drive, then run it through an editing software and trim it and add like an intro with a text crawl and theme music, and then when it's done I'll have like I used to have a twitch.com /Canadace, like the Twitch logo with that under it, and then that way it would be on when all of the watch these in his category videos came on. It wouldn't like cover any of the action or anything, so it was like an end card that I used, and I took a sound effect from a Y-Wing and did it so it was kind of like a logo, and then just recently I made a logo and stuff for my show, but now it's like, well, the Twitch, the YouTube broadcasts save anyway. But I think I will do a condensed version. Today all weekend, I got off, since yesterday I was going to finish the YouTube video from a couple weeks ago where I dressed like a ninja at the beginning and put that on YouTube, and then I forgot, and then now I'm like, oh, I still haven't done that, and I have tomorrow off, and then I go back into working nights on Monday, so... let's see here. So, since I was babbling, Silent Guy said some more stuff. Yeah, so anyway, the point is I read the comments out loud. That whole thing, just so I could say... I read the comments out loud so that when you're watching the video, you can't see the comments, and that way you know what I'm responding to, because otherwise it's a little disorienting watching it back and be like, what am I... Even I don't remember necessarily when I'm watching it back, what I'm reacting to, so... Alright, so since I was babbling, Nico said, got a few DJs that I like, and I think he's talking about, specifically because he said he was lurking on Twitch and other people when he's waiting for Shani to go live. Got a few DJs that I like, and 1 or 2, quote, e-girls that do actual giveaways for their redemption points, so I farm, quote, points by lurking, and a few cosplayers that I really like. So yeah, a couple of streamers like that to, quote, support by lurking. And then I think the, quote, max I had running simultaneously was like 15 at once because they decided to all stream at the same time. XD, yeah. Yeah, there's also stuff like they have promotional things where if I'm playing a specific game and you're watching my stream, they have like drops. So I think if you're playing on your own and you're watching my stream, or I don't know how it works, but if you have the game too, and I'm playing a game that you own, and I have it like set up for streaming or whatever, and the game knows I'm streaming, it will do special like unique items and drops that you can get by watching my stream for when you play it. And that's cool, but like this computer is my brother's PC, which is like far superior to my PC, but even still, now I find, especially over the last couple of months, it's really starting to show its age. Like basically, since I did the squad video, it's like, ooh, I think it's time to get a new PC. And like, I want to get into streaming more. I almost set a schedule where I was going to stream every Saturday, but I just got hired in late November, like November 20th, as a security guard. And I do security for the local hockey team in my town, which is a farm team for the Ottawa Senators. NHL team, which is kind of neat. And they play in the AHL, and there's actually 2 different teams from Texas that they play. So, you know, it's too bad that I can't, get on the bus and then be like, oh, hey, guys, you go on ahead. I got a friend I want to visit while I'm in Texas, because I think one of them is near the biggest major city to our mutual friend. I don't want to say what city or anything, but yeah. So, but yeah, they have a team in Dallas, and they have a team in Houston, and there's another team in Texas, I think they might play for a different league, but it's one of those things where the 2 leagues for playoffs or whatever, they combine leagues or something. I don't know. There was a map with a bunch of teams, and I was trying to look it up on my phone to find out more about it. And I'm pretty sure that it's different leagues, kind of for whatever cup or whatever they play for. The different leagues come together, like if you do well enough. It's just like we used to have the OHL, which is the Ontario Hockey League. And my town had the biggest team in the league. One of the biggest teams in the league was the Belleville Bulls, which is hilarious because they played like Toronto and Ottawa and all the big Ontario cities, and then Belleville with a population of, at the time, 50,000 or under 50,000 population was like dominant in the league. But then the team owner wanted them to expand the arena, and the town wanted the town to pay for it, and the town was like, no. So he moved the team to Hamilton, which is where my brother oddly was born. And so my town lost its big hockey team, and then several mayors later, one of the new mayors decided to basically use our tax money to expand the arena and make it this huge facility. And so now they built we have a public town arena, but it's like, it's all one big building, but the way they treat it is like several different buildings, because every time they build an expansion onto it, they treat it like it was a new building, even though you go from one rink or whatever to another, and you're still indoors, but like all of a sudden the architecture around you changes and stuff. But it's considered a different building. It's run by different people and stuff, but you're still in. It's really bizarre. But the biggest arena is the CAA arena, and CAA is the Canadian Automobile Association. I don't know, Nico, if you're familiar with the AAA. You might have heard references to it in movies and stuff, like when they need a tow truck, or when the car is like obviously broken beyond repairability. They'll be like, oh, I think AAA can cover that, or whatever. Like, anyway, AAA is the American Automobile Association, and it's basically like tow trucks and garages and stuff like that. Oh, Shani just came in. Sorry, I'm late. I fell asleep. Again, with my uncanny Shani, as I call it. But anyway, so CAA sponsors the big hockey arena. So I do hockey games for them. They keep canceling them because of COVID, but on the 28th and 29th, they're supposed to resume games. So because of that, I don't know what my Saturday schedules are going to be like. So I can't really set a schedule because I don't know what Saturdays I work and what Saturdays I don't. And even though I only work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because it's nights, it's actually Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday, and I'm like, my sleep schedule is so out of whack that I just like sleep all Thursdays and stuff anyway. And I don't get up until the evening, and then it's time for Shani's stream. So, all right. So, fun thing about national teams: a female friend of mine plays rugby, and the entire requirements for the German national women's rugby team is so low that basically all you need to do is play rugby and be willing to go abroad to play. I thought all the players were broads. Yeah, AAA is basically the American version of the ADA. Yeah, so the CAA is almost the same logo and everything, but it's a Canadian version. And they're like the company or whatever that owns our hockey arena. Did you see my Discord yet? I'm ready to watch this amazing game frustrate candidates. Alright, yeah, enough beating around the bush. I did this, I recorded. There's a record mode in this program, which I use for testing because basically if the settings work on that, when you play it back, it'll work live on the stream so far. So I did get this working. Let's see if it continues to work. Golfing over it with Alva Maho, or Joe, or whatever it is. Okay, it's loading. I was going to have this set up, and then I forgot. But I tested it a few hours. Okay, can you guys hear that? Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Of course. Is it working? Here. Alright, hang on a second here. I can hear it, and I can see it coming through the desktop audio, but I can't see it. Or maybe not. Hang on. You were working when I was practicing. Alright, hang on. Once again, like I said, this... Oh, wait, I know why. Maybe. This. Oh. Aha! There we go. Alright. You can see it now? You should be able to. Yeah. Because I can sort of see what you guys see on my TV, which is over there. But... go. Another one of my smoothies. All right. Alright. I guess the first challenge is... Whoop. Let's try to figure this game out here. I don't know the... Whoop! All right. What am I hitting? Oh, I see. So the ball, the little reticule thing. Whoops. So the little circle thing is, well, first of all, how big it is how big your hit is. But it's where you hit it is where it's going to hit the ball. So if I hit it here, it will hit the bottom right of the ball and go up. And if I hit it here, it'll hit the other... Sorry, I'm trying to watch this. It'll hit the, it'll hit in like... Anyway, you get the idea. Alright. Click the other side and drag. Yeah, so I use spacebar to initiate this. I'm holding down spacebar. And then I use the mouse to go in and closer and further away. The closer I get, the smaller the circle gets. The further away I get, the smaller the little circle gets. So, yeah. Okay, so for a powerful swing, I want to hold the space bar. There we go. Whoops. I was just about to say, oh, this game isn't so bad. But, ha-ha! Oh, I heard piano music just start. Alright, so...
There's no feeling more discouraging than starting over. And that's what you're about to experience if you keep playing this game.
So getting over
it's going to be deeply frustrating. You may trade some of that frustration for disappointment if you are willing to admit that the mistake was yours and only yours, but the feeling will only get more intense the longer you play. You're going to want to quit playing, and every time you don't, every time you find the strength to keep going, you will only be setting yourself up for a bigger fall. And if you manage to get to the top, will that make you feel good? Will you feel that it's all being worth it? I think you will.
Oh, that wasn't working before, Shani. Shani said click on the other side and drag. I think you click on the ball and drag to let it go. I don't think you need to hit space. Which, for some reason, when I first got in here, that wasn't working, but... Shit. Oh, you think I can hit it multiple times in the air? Oh. Just... No, I think it... Because you saw the thing is black when it's moving. So you have to hit it when it's basically stopped. Oh! Well, that's weird. Sometimes it's black and sometimes it isn't. Come on. Ah. Alright, hang on. Is this tennis over? It gets black when it hits an object. Okay. Ah. Ah. Yeah, I was gonna, I was gonna just have this all ready and then go like this and then go to one of the other screens and have the click sound, but I thought that might be too dark. Careful, don't get demonetized, wink. Yeah. Alright, that was a gag I thought of. Come on! Oh, you! I mean, I do have this on the quote-unquote adult content thing, which, I mean, I guess technically violence is one of the things that they say, but, like, there's no blood, and if it's like an old Warner Brothers cartoon-style joke... You also, okay, as you go, you only get so much power. Like, did you see it was going... It was getting smaller? So, like, you can't... The spacebar trick might help during airtime, I guess. Yeah, that kind of gag, though, baby. Alright, fair enough. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is a much better spot, so... Yeah! Sorry. Over the tree. It's an achievement, of course. What do I do with my cold drink? I've got my cold drink, and by the way, A&W not a sponsor. It's not A&W in here anyway. But... They, for some reason, make the best mugs. Like, the glass is so thick and everything, it's like an English pub. And then this is my warm drink. It's just black coffee, but it's an Nelvana of the Northern Lights. She's a Canadian superheroine because American comic books were banned in World War II because the paper imports were like considered non-essential. So Canadian companies sprang up and started making our own comic books in World War II. And this is a superheroine that predates Wonder Woman by like a couple of years, I think, or well, a little while anyway. And so yeah, and she's been on stamps. The Nelvana animation company is named after her, even though their mascot's a polar bear, not her. That was due to copyright reasons. But yeah, she's really interesting. And I was gonna send, when I thought of the idea to send Shani a care package back in the summer, I was gonna send her a book of that. And then I found out there's this crazy story about why the book is out of print, which I'll probably get into in a future thing, but it was like, what? I think you can do more power, just drag further. Ooh, first obstacle. Looks like an ordinary German beer mug. Yeah, I know, they're hard to find good mugs like this in Canada, though. Even though we're like, considered for years we were considered the biggest beer and alcohol, beer especially, drinkers in North America, because I mean we're like former British colony, and then we also have huge German populations too, so we were a big beer country. The Americans are finally starting to catch up, but especially after Prohibition ended. For us, Prohibition ended several years earlier than in the States, so we kind of got back into like beer and stuff, whereas in the States, it wasn't until the 30s that Prohibition ended. Looks like I got that echo game. Oh, do I? Shit. Yeah. Okay, what is causing echo? I don't know if I ever got to the bottom of that. Echo turns on if you're doing anything. Okay, Chris Flores joined. Said that this game looks like Atari, like Pong for Atari. Oops. Nope. So, Shani, are you going to play this game that you recommended I play? Also, I don't know why it's zoomed out so much here. You got this. Yeah, one day. I think we need to... I don't know if you can do cross-platform Broforce, but that would also be a fun one to do, to have, to play on your stream. If you could get your audience or whatever to... No, that's not good enough. If you could get your stream audience to join in, kind of like what we do for our squad. No, that's too... Okay, good. Oh, it's too much. Oh. Yeah, so this is... Yeah, there's a game called Getting Over It, which I know because Game Grumps, or specifically Aaron Hansen played it when his partner Danny was... Dan Abadan was sick one year, and he was doing it solo. He played the sequel or prequel to this game, Getting Over It, where you're a guy in a cauldron with a paddle, like he's naked from the waist up and his torso down is inside of a cauldron, and you have a paddle and you have to like use the paddle to get leverage to go over obstacles, and it's a really weird looking game. But anyway, that was Getting Over It. Same guy, I don't remember the name of this guy, and he was all like, in life, when you come to many obstacles, you have to learn to accept defeat, and also I do IKEA commercials in my spare time. Anyway, he doesn't. He just sounds like the narrator for the IKEA commercials. But anyway, yeah, it's obviously the same guy that did both. Okay. One of the Bennett bodies was kind of soothing. It was a hammer. Oh yeah, you're right. It was a sledgehammer. Did you play that game, or did you just know it from streamers? Hup, hup. Okay. See, I gotta learn to... Alright, so the trick is I gotta like tap and release the spacebar. So it's good having spacebar and mouse because I basically queue it up with I do the mouse one first, and then while it's in the air I can switch to the spacebar because I can't click and then move it and then click in time. Like I can't do it in time with just the mouse button. So what Nico suggested in the chat, I do the first one with the mouse, and then I do the second one with the keyboard. Hammer, I did. I still got it on my PC in case I ever feel I need my ego to be put down much. Well, I think the whole premise is that it's supposedly like therapy to be like, you don't have control in life, and this is to teach you that. But that's obviously just frustration. Okay, I accidentally did.
Feel free to stop playing whenever you want. Your progress will be saved automatically. Your loss of progress too.
Okay, so this is at an angle, so this is making me nervous here. Okay. By the way, does anyone know if there's an end to this game, or is it... Yeah, I figured. Is there an end to this game, or... I'm sure that they didn't program it internally, or eternally. But... Can you win in this game? I don't know if the inspirational stuff was just a joke or if he actually legit thought he was, doing a metaphor for life. Oh! Or if that was just to keep people from suing him when they destroy their computer. Ah, crap. Okay, why? What? Okay. So right mouse button brings up the menu, which is another great... Oh, and it was right mid... Yeah. For player one, there was a win, if I recall. Okay. So, Shanny, have you played this game, or have you just watched people play? Because you seem to know a lot about it, but... Oh! Man, that was close. Sorry, by the way. I don't know if this is quite the, like, rage-inducing type thing that... Like, I know a lot of streamers... A lot of people like watching streamers play these games because of the rage, but I don't know if... Although people tell me when I get angry I'm actually really funny, which... Thanks. Especially when my brother and I would fight. Okay, so I guess it's because of the proximity of that rock that it stays black. There's. But I don't know if I'm entertaining angry yet. Seen friends play it before, Shani says. I don't own it yet. Even saw Markiplier. Yeah, of course you saw Markiplier played it. I've only seen some of his videos, but... Yeah, this seems right up his alley. He ended up reading it. Yeah, this is one that you need several... Like, this is a series, I think. But you always hit the rock because you angle it, hit in the wrong direction. Yeah, see, if I go this way, it's gonna... This is... When you're in the bottom corner. So I've got to quickly kind of get it up, I think. This way, then... Ah! Yeah! Now what do I do? No! No! It's always frustrating too when you're like, I kind of knew that was going to happen, why did I do it anyway? Okay. Oh, okay, that one was almost just bad time. Yeah, I want it to roll. And then, huh! Nope, I didn't give it enough power. Hook, and then hook. Yeah, getting the, while it's in the air, queuing it up with the other button is tricky. I gotta get the hang of that. You're in the bottom corner. Interesting method. Yeah. Again, I don't know how entertaining this is if I'm laughing at people's comments. I guess it's good, though. I don't know if you were being sincere or sarcastic when you said interesting method, Shani. But either way, it tickled me for some reason. Oh! Oh! God! Man, I had like, my hope was like up here, and then it was like down here like so fast. Alright. Whoops. Yeah, see, part of this is just trying to get the hang of the... Alright. Up. No! Huh. I don't even know what it hit that time. See, that little lip, I think it's safe, and then... Interesting because it's not what she or I would have done, but it worked. This also, too, would be a good one if we could do the multi-stream thing or whatever. Or if you were visiting or something, or I was visiting you and I was on your stream or whatever, to like hear your comments about like how you would do it, or you know, the peanut gallery. One of these days, I kind of want to do the Discord thing. I guess we did. We had Frog on Discord talking to me and by extension you, the audience. When I was trying to set up my capture card, which, by the way, I'm using Steam right now, so that was one of the reasons why I had to like remember how to do it, because I'm actually not used to using my PC for the games because they don't work usually. Like the squad games, I downloaded it, but then it would never work, and I couldn't figure out why. And then eventually, I figured out it was because you can download the installer, but the game itself was way too big to fit on the computer, so it wouldn't work, even though it had the installer and everything like it would work, and it would say playing when you click on it, and then all of a sudden go back to... And it was because the game wasn't even installed, but it said it was installed. It looked like it was installed, but it just installed the installer, but the actual game files weren't. So then I had to go onto the PS4, and that was actually one of the main reasons I got the capture card. I kind of wanted one anyway, so I could play PS4 games, but with the squad videos, I want to be able to see me and so on. Competitive, yeah. Yeah, Silent Guy Nico says, so competitive, who gets further quicker? Like, if we were doing a multi-one. I wouldn't need practice. I can beat this easily. Oh my gosh. I wish I could screen cap. Well, if I hit print screen on here. Well, actually. I just screen capped that. Shani said, I wouldn't need practice. I can beat this easily. And then Nico, Silent Guy, said, challenge, and then the XD, which is the like, smiling widely while your eyes are clenched because you're laughing so hard. Oh man. I would love if Shani plays this. Like, you can't post pictures on Twitch or YouTube or anything, which is fair because, especially like a pretty girl like Shani, people would be posting. People make comments that as a moderator I have to constantly delete on her channel. And if there was pictures, I'm sure they would show pictures of themselves but not their face, if you catch my drift. That I'd have to like constantly be deleting along with Chris, who's in the chat, and our mutual friend Evan Frolegacy, or Frog. Come on! Yeah! Now I'm screwed, though! But, anyway, but that being said, just so I could show the picture of the, her being like, I wouldn't need practice, I could beat this easily, and then I'm imagining her flipping out some sunglasses and putting them on. But, yeah. It would be cool to do more, like, with the community, the Shanley, as we call it. I still haven't come up with a nickname for my followers, but it's basically all the same people, so we don't need one yet. I'm more of like a spin-off show at this point, let's face it. But anyway, because it's all the people from her channel that are like, he was funny when I read him in the comments, let's see if he can translate that to real life. Also, if his voice is annoying or whatever, probably. Oh, by the way, I kind of dressed up. I don't know, I think I look really cool, but I got like my cool guy faded jeans, and I got this like, you can't really see it on camera. Let me see if I can bring this in, I'll show you.
So see that? It's like a Wild West style shirt. It's got like a embroidered like flowers and like cactus flowers and stuff, and there's like a, it's like a Johnny Cash style shirt, and it's got a big pattern thing on the back. So I have 3 of these.
I got a white one with black stitching that I wore on like my second stream ever, and then like it's like, and then I got a red one that's got like the triangle pockets and it's got snaps with like pearl inlays, but it doesn't have any fancy stuff. Anyway, I don't know. I just like these cowboy shirts. I think they're kind of neat. And seeing as how Shani's from Texas, I take the trash out too when I'm there. Yeah, so basically someday we as in as the community. Okay, this is. I don't know. This is probably gonna hit the other rock before I can swing it around and hit it the other way again, but. Or I just won't hit it with enough power and it'll do that. Whoops. No. Okay. See, the problem is when I do this swing to get it to go that way, I give it too much. Yeah, that's what I want. It's just enough of a tap to get it over the ledge so that it'll fall on its own onto the ledge. But yeah, someday. Well, first of all, friggin' COVID. If it ever ends, every time the idea to travel pops into my head, there's another wave. And of course, now Ontario, where I live. In fact, the Canadian epicenter was in the city, the big city next door to my city, basically, was where Omicron hit the hardest. So bad that even the United States, who before that had more numbers than us, were like, whoa, 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 and the U.S. closed the border because of the town that I live next to, basically. They closed, like, the entire Canadian border, kind of. So, needless to say, traveling to the U.S. is out of the question. Also, I want to look up going to Germany, like, I guess I'd fly into Hamburg to visit Nico. I was thinking it would be cool if I could save up enough this year, because I've been making a lot more money and stuff. If I could save up enough to go on 2 trips this year, ideally, or whatever. Or even, like, now that Shani's able to save up vacation time, like, there's different ways that her and I could go visit our friend Frog. I live 9-hour driving distance to him, which is, like, the limit of what I would drive, but I'm tempted to drive out to see him or fly to DC and see him. And then if she could join me there, that'd be cool. Or, I don't know, it'd be cool to grab some of us and just fly to other places. And if Shani, if you can stay healthy enough that you don't use any sick days this year, it would be cool if we could travel around. Like, if you came to visit me, for example, I've got it, like, as a security guard, I've got so much downtime when I'm doing my patrols, walking around, daydreaming and stuff, just to keep me from, like, going crazy of boredom. I often, especially because I'm in a touristy place, that I often think that, like, imagine what, like, if you were, or Nico or somebody came down, like, what we would do while we were down here. And, like, depending on how much time, I would, like, different touristy things. There's a whole bunch of stuff within driving distance of me that we could do, Shani. And then, if you were here for long enough, or if you, like, made another trip in a future date and we wanted to try something else, there's, like, Algonquin Park, which is, like, the most Canadian place I've ever been to in my life. It's where the Group of 7 painted all their paintings and stuff. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Group of 7 painters, but, yeah, I always catch the sickness. Yeah. And then also, I've been wanting to go to Germany since 2003, and now I know somebody that lives in Germany who's in this chat named Nico Silent Guy. And he's in, like, you are in, he is in, for the people watching this later in the rebroadcast or video on demand or YouTube or whatever, in, like, the Baltic northern region of Germany, which is, from what I understand, quite beautiful, and I want to check it out. I always imagine, like, fog over the Baltic Sea and, like, I don't know. Like, it's still German, but they all have beards for some reason. I don't know why you're all longshoremen in my imagination, or, like, sort of the Viking-esque, like, more dramatic. Alright, if we give this a little less power, maybe it'll be too little. Oh, crap! So how, yeah. Yeah, so she says she always catches a sickness. Then Silent Guy said, stop that. Then she did an emoji of of a smiley face going, then, so how easily do you think you can get this ball out of your pickle? Not very easy. Good. You'd be so disappointed with the beards. Yeah, I know. You're still German after all, so it's still like, yeah, it's not efficient. They are messy, and we don't like them. Unless you're in, like, Bavaria or wherever Beer Fest is, in which case we have the biggest beard and mustache combinations you've ever seen. Nope. Oh, I had it and then I... That's stupid. So I have the game in front of me here, because I have the camera in front of the game. And then over on the TV, I have Streamlabs, which has the chat and all of the controls with the sound and everything, and like the layout, so I can, like, if for example, oh no, it's not gonna work. Okay, normally I could move the mouse over into this screen, and like if the thing was blocking the ball or whatever, I could move it, the interface, but I think I'd have to minimize this window to do that. How easily do you think? The very beginning of the game. Yes. By the way, the trash talk from Shanny is very funny because it's so, like, for those of you watching this, LOL, this is the very beginning of the game, tongue out emoji. For those of you who may be watching this who don't know who she is or whatever on my YouTube channel or whatever they are, because my friends sometimes watch these after I post them on YouTube. They never show up to the live performances, or if they do, they show up on Facebook or something, and then like I never see the comments because the Facebook one is weird, and as soon as it's not live anymore, it disappears forever. So I was like, I didn't even think it was going live until I saw a couple of the mini feed like comments being like, so and so liked this, and it's like, okay, so it did go on, but also, why are you watching it on Facebook and on YouTube or Twitch where you can be involved in the conversation? But anyway, whatever, it's fine. Also, if I still don't know if somebody comments on YouTube, if it shows up on here, because this shows some of the stuff from YouTube and Facebook, but I think the chat is from just Twitch, if I'm not mistaken, on Streamlabs, even though Streamlabs is streaming to 3 different websites at once. But anyway, what was I saying? So, for those of you watching later, Shanny is like not a trash talker or the type you would think of in general. She's like super sweet and supportive of everyone, so I like it personally. I think it's funny. I always joke that she's a girl version of me, and I'm one of the most sarcastic people that you've ever met. So I think her being sarcastic is kind of funny and refreshing, and I don't mind being the butt of a joke because if it's funny, I don't care. I welcome it. I make fun of myself all the time, and I always give her a hard time. So it's only fair that she, you know, has ammunition to just bah at me once in a while. So I actually find it endearing, actually. But I used to play online mini golf and billiards. Yeah, I love billiards. In real life, I love playing pool, but I never get to do it. And I always thought when I was a kid that if I had a house someday, I'd have a pool room, like a billiards room. But I don't know. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, yeah, you need like not only enough room for the table, but you need enough room to draw back the pool cue without hitting the wall, and you need a big room. And so it's probably not practical to have that, but which is why most people don't. But it still would be nice. But anyway, I like billiards, so I used to play online mini golf. Streamlabs chat displaying on your screen in case that's what you want. In-house pool rooms always remind me of original American Pie movie. I mean, I've known, growing up, several of my friends have had pool tables in their houses. When I was a kid, obviously, I never went to pool halls because I was a child, and they're not exactly kid-friendly places, but just from... But I had friends who had pool tables and stuff, so... And when I was in college the first time, I entered a pool tournament, and I actually got past the first couple rounds. I actually made it into the tournament, and then I got up against the actual talented players and got my ass handed to me. But for a little while, I was able to win enough that I got a couple, like 3 or 4 rounds in before I got eliminated. And considering how little I got to play pool, and how much the people, like, all of the change and the, like, $2 Canadian coins that they wasted every day playing pool over and over again, and I was always broke in college because I didn't get a student loan and was paying for it out of pocket. Okay, that I haven't figured out yet, because I never can get the thing to be white in time to get it back over, even with the space bar. So I think you have to do some shenanigans with the angled rock where you have to hit it and have it, but I can't seem to figure that out. Also, I was going to say, I'm sure this isn't the most entertaining thing because I keep stopping and talking to you guys, but get away from the rock, then hit in the air to get back. Stay. Oh, see, I thought it was going to hit that lip and be fine, but it... Oops. Okay, yeah, see, that would have worked if I hadn't hit it so hard the second time. Yes, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, this is an opportunity I've been given. I am so nervous because this is, I think, the best position I can get it on. Oh! Okay. Nope, 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 no! Okay, that's not as bad as it could have been. That is. Yeah, if this was Aaron Hansen, he'd be swearing and cursing already. I have a very long fuse, but also, because when you buy this game, it has all of these descriptions and stuff basically being like, frustrating, blah, 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 blah. And that's from the manufacturers, right? Like, it's basically like, the game itself and Steam are like, it's funny because you get angry. That's the whole point of this game, is to watch the people play it and freak out, and that's the point of the game. So you know what you're getting into, but... So I knew... I think mentally I was prepared for this. Oh! getting back to billiards, by the way, if I ever play real life pool with any of you guys, just an FYI, I haven't played it in years, so I probably suck at it now, just so you're aware. I'm not bragging anymore. Oh, you're getting there. Well, do get a major sense of achievement once you actually manage to get over it. Aw, yeah. Man, I'm so glad that you guys are here. I know I'm supposed to be freaking out and frustrated, but like Nico and Shani, and if Chris is still somewhere in the stream, like, you guys are awesome. And again, I hope to meet you all in real life, because for the record, again, the people that watch these on my YouTube channel and stuff later, like my friend Brock, who made the music and stuff, I know they watch it because they, in real life, comment on it. And the producer of 5 Hours Till Dawn, that zombie movie, said, oh yeah! I was going to live stream watching that, but I might do that, like, maybe when there's a reason to watch a zombie movie, like a Halloween or something. One thing I wanted to do, too, was, well, originally I wanted to have my friend Colin and my friend Jonathan come over and do an interview with Shani, because she does monster movies and stuff. And she, last fall, did on her stream 2 of her horror movies because she got permission from the filmmakers to stream it. And since I'm one of the co-producers of this movie, I give myself permission to stream it. Even though my friend Colin wrote and directed it, my friend Jonathan it was his production company that basically paid for the movie, and that it was his idea to do the movie, and he had a pitch that we didn't end up using hardly any of, because we got our own. Okay, that I was a little too scared for. Anyway, the point is, they were the impetus behind the movie, but I was in all the creative meetings and stuff, and I was supposed to make a behind-the-scenes documentary, and I made a behind-the-scenes zombie movie documentary thing for college. I didn't like doing that, and then when they asked me to do it for this zombie movie, I was like, I don't know. I think they felt bad, so they gave me more creative stuff over the movie than I probably would have had otherwise, because I was like, I don't really want to do this, but because all 3 of us wanted to make a movie together for so long, because we all kind of had experience in film in various capacities before that, and swore we'd work together someday, that they just basically were like, alright. So I was like an unofficial producer, even though in the credits my role was behind the scenes. But the thing about doing it behind the scenes is you have to have the director on board and stuff. And so anytime I'd show up with a camera, the DOP or the sound technician, the other crew would be like, hey, get out of here, you're in the way, kind of thing. It's like, cool. So it was like, I did interviews and I did a bunch of other stuff, but also I didn't have any editing equipment or anything, so, you know, I had a bunch of raw footage that I gave to the producers that they didn't end up using, and I was like, hey, give me an editing suite and I can actually make this for you. And then basically they decided not to go in that direction, which is fine. But anyway, the point is I don't need permission from them to watch it. It's on YouTube. 5 hours, the number 5 word hours with a capital H, Till with 2 L's, T-I-L-L, and then Dawn, or 5HTD is also one thing that we call it. But anyway, that's the movie, so someday I might stream it. But again, it would be cool to do like an interview thing on. It would feel more legit if it was like Shani interviewing us for her thing, just because if I do it, well, I helped to make the movie, so, and I'm also one of the like main actors in the movie too. All right, let's get you over. Well, that was too far over, but all right. Okay, I guess I'm getting a little frustrated with this now. You can see by me screwing up on parts that I wasn't screwing up on before, but... Yeah, so ideas I've had for this stream. One of them was to do an IRL stream where I would go around and show all the quote-unquote haunted things in my apartment that Shani and I have talked about, but I tried to do an IRL stream with my phone the other day, last stream, to show off some of my film gear to Panzer Smurf, who was in the chat, because he was into film. I was going to show off some of my gear and explain it to him, but I couldn't get it to work on my phone. It kept freezing up and stuff, so I gave up on that, went back to the PC. So I gotta figure that out, why it wouldn't work. I have a feeling it's because my phone is too shitty. Yeah. Yeah, I have to find it. Shani said, I would love an IRL stream. I have to figure out how to do it. Or how to get it to work properly on my phone. Or why it wasn't working and so on. I want to see Day in the Life of Cannabis. Yeah. Well, I don't know if this will happen, but one of the Shani's followers invited her to go to his high school 10th anniversary reunion with him, which mine was in 2013. Where's that gun? Oh wait, I can't do that joke a second time or I'll get in trouble from Twitch. No, but my and then he talked about on stream in the chat going through the Windsor Tunnel and then driving over to my place. The problem is, from Windsor, Ontario, the Detroit-Windsor border crossing specifically, to my house, I put it through Google Maps, it's 5 hours and 36 minutes. I don't know that Shani would necessarily want to be in the car that long after, I don't know, flying out to Detroit. I mean, I would love to have you over. Like I said, I don't care. And I've got a fold-out couch, and the couch I'm on right now, when my brother lived here, I slept on this couch because it's long enough. And then across from me, well, this I can do, because... So I've got, let's zoom out here. This camera is kind of, I guess that's as far out. So I've got this couch here, and then if we flip the camera over, and try to go over the monitor there, I've got that little love seat there, which, that is a lazy boy that flips out onto, like a two-person bed, basically. And then my room. So I could sleep 3 adults, technically. Or, actually, no. 4. 5, including me. So, 2 in my bed, 2 on my fold-out couch, and then 1 on this couch. Which, the one on this couch would probably be me. Let's be honest, because as much as cozy as we all are, I don't think that Shani would necessarily want to share the maybe if it was another girl or something, or if her boyfriend came with her. I don't think she'd want to share the bed with anyone, which is fair enough. But I gave her my room because that way she could get maximum privacy. So plus, if it's a bunch of dudes, like, I don't think we mind sleeping in the same room. But technically, you can have 2 couples and then me in the same place. So Shani, for example, and her boyfriend decided to come to Canada and wanted a place to stay. Theoretically, they could stay in my bedroom. And then if, like, I don't know, none of the other people have a girlfriend, I don't think, but theoretically a couple of their friends came, they could sleep here and I could sleep on the couch or whatever. But, or like if Shani and Frog or somebody decided to come down, that, like if Shani went to visit Frog and then they decided to drive 9 hours to me, you could, and then Frog could sleep on the fold-out couch. I could sleep on this couch, Shani would have. You get the idea. There's options for sleeping. If Shani came with the guy that was going to go to her high school reunion with, and then they decided to drive down and see me, and they wanted to stay overnight because that's a long drive, they could, and then we could hit up some. There's that Mexican restaurant I've told Shani about different times called Chilangos, which is like the best Mexican food I've ever had, and Shani loves Mexican food. And then there's we talked about it on the squad stream. There's a portion where we ended up talking about that restaurant and stuff because I think I'd just eaten there and stuff, and they were talking about Chipotle's, and I was like, Chipotle sounds good, but instead of driving to Toronto or Ottawa, there's a like homemade Mexican restaurant in my town that's amazing and probably better than Chipotle's. Ah, crap. Alright, I'm just catching up on the comments here. It's progressing about as fast as you back when you did Let's Watch XYZ on YouTube streams. Just kept on chatting with us. Yeah, well. You ain't lying though, Nico. Yeah, laugh my ass off, Nico. And then the tearing laugh emojis. And then, you ain't lying though, Nico. I did so much. Yeah, Dread Hunger was when I came in. You were playing Dread Hunger. I told this story a bunch of times, Shani, but in case you were like, didn't get that far in the chat or whatever, you were playing Dread Hunger. I'd been a fan of yours on Instagram, which probably should mention because that Instagram account got canceled by them. But I was a fan of hers on there for a long time. And then, like, she was also like, I'd comment on some of her pictures and stuff, and she'd comment back, and I'd be like, so I think I caught a few of her Instagram live streams, and then there was one where she was like, hey, I'm going over on Twitch. So I was like, well, I haven't been on Twitch in forever, but oh, what the heck? Because I thought Twitch was kind of boring. I signed up for it and watched a few, and then was like, nah, this isn't my thing. But then I was like, oh, I'll check hers out. And then it was Dread Hunger, and then it was really entertaining, so I watched it. And then something happened in the game, and I forget what it was, and I made a joke, and then she read it and was like, laughed really hard at it. I don't even remember what the joke was, but I remember she was like outside the ship at like a big mound of snow, like a snowbank, and it was something, and I think somebody was accusing her of being the whatever monster, and she was like, they exiled her off the ship, or I don't remember, but anyway, I made a joke and she laughed at it, and I felt like such a big shot because she laughed at my joke. And it wasn't like normal where like now when she's like catching up on all the comments all the time, she was like distracted from the game, so she'd only occasionally kind of glance over the comments. So the fact that she picked mine out of all of them, I felt like it made me feel really good. So then I was like, all right. So then I joined a few more streams, and then of course she got more and more into the comments and stuff, and she noticed that I had been to like 3 of them and was like just starting to get to know me and stuff, and so then I became kind of one of her semi-regulars, and she started to like, hey, that Candace guy, just for you watching, I talked to him before, he's really funny. Of course it was Candace at first because she thought I was a girl, but then later she was like, is it, like trying to read it because it was blue default, and on the like theater mode and stuff it's a black screen, and the blue font with the night mode is like impossible to read. So I was using it on the day mode, which is a white background, so it wasn't that bad. And then when I switched to the thing with the night mode, I was like, oh, I see your point, so I changed it to orange. And then she was like, oh, it's Canada Ace? How do you say that? And I typed a few times how to say it and that. And then we were starting to build up a rapport, and then her Twitch account got suspended for 3 days, so she went over to YouTube, and on YouTube I'm Adam Dingman, and she's like, hey, this Adam Dingman guy's really funny, blah, blah, blah. I think she even said something about Canadace, and I was like, I am Canadace! So then when we came back after that, I was like, yeah, that Adam Dingman guy was me, by the way, kind of thing. And then she was like, what? Or she was like, hey, what are your real names? And I'm like, I'm Adam Daniel Dingman. As in, like, that guy from YouTube that you thought was just as funny as Canadace. Because he was Canadace. And so I told her, and then she, like, later in the stream was like, what was your name again? And I was like, Adam Daniel Dingman. And then for, like, the next 4 streams after that, she was, like, obsessed with saying my name. I mean, it does kind of have an alliteration quality, like Adam. It's not quite like 3 Ds in a row, but oh, I got Silver Cappy is now following me. Thanks, Silver Cappy. I don't know what you're following. Actually, I can find out. No, I can't. This. All right. Okay, so Silver Cappy just followed me on Twitch. I'm sure with the riveting conversation about my history with Shani was what got him in the door, but trying to scroll through here. Silent Guys followed. Okay. Alright. Cool. Yeah, so this is him. Oh, right, that one. Shani was using different Twitch handle back then. What was your old Twitch handle, Shani? I don't... I remember there was like a couple Twitch accounts that used your name, and I was like, what? There was one I think I subscribed to by accident at one point, and was like, wait, that isn't at all her, but... Say it, but I'm not sure she wants it. Yeah, well... Oh, that was so close. Yeah, that's the thing with these Twitch streams and these games like this. You end up getting like more interested in like comments. Oh, the ones where you think it's gonna go fine and then it doesn't are the ones that are especially cruel. The like hit detection or whatever on these blocks isn't quite the shape of the drawing either. I don't think. Honestly, I don't remember what my old Twitch name was. Yeah, I'm trying to see if... Oops. Maybe Flurkin? Well, we know... So, Shani's doppelganger has a Twitch account, and, of course, the Germans found it, which means that... No wonder that's why she's been getting sick so much! Because a German discovered her doppelganger, and according to German mythology, if somebody sees your doppelganger, you'll have ill health for a while. And if you see your own doppelganger, it means your death is imminent or something. If I remember, for a little while I was like really interested in doppelganger mythology and stuff. And since it has its roots in German folklore... Ooh! Okay. I've never gotten past this one. It looks like it's a lot of fun over that pink rock too, but... So... what is it called? BB Flurkin. I just imagine Shani with like a goatee for some reason, even though she's a girl, and like a little mustache, like the mirror universe thing that I think it was popularized in Star Trek, but then became like just the generic code for an evil universe version of the character. Or in like her old photo sets, she has blonde hair and then switched to brown hair right at the same time that our Shani switched to like switched herself from her natural brown hair to her blonde hair. And like all of the photo sets she did as specific characters, the other one did as like different characters from the same franchise at the same time kind of thing. Like all these weird coincidences. She has like, I don't know, dark green eyes as opposed to Shani's blue eyes or brown eyes or something. She's friends with Mexicase, which is a guy that looks like me, but he's got, for some reason, even though he's like a gringo Mexican, so he's got like very blue eyes and like blonde hair. Actually, if he had blue eyes and blonde hair and he was Spanish, he'd probably be Argentinian. Ew! Sorry, Nico, every time. It's not technically directly, but I always end up making World War II jokes. Well, to be fair, so my movie shelf behind me, there's a whole shelf that's all World War II stuff, and my cousin, who's deaf, was over, and he was putting his shoes on before I had that hat tree and everything there. He was putting his shoes on, he was leaning against the shelf, and he glanced over and looked up and saw these World War II documentaries and movies, and he signs to me, "You're obsessed with Hitler." And I was like, "What? No, I'm not. I hate Hitler." And he's like, "Hitler, Hitler, 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 Hitler." And I was like, they're not praising him. But anyway, yeah. I do find World War II fascinating. So once I go middle-aged, I guess I'll stop liking World War II because I'm like a reverse white man, a North American white guy. They're all like in middle age become obsessed with World War II, and then because I was since a child, I suddenly stopped liking it, I guess, is my point. First part of it, the second part I know from English American Myths. Yeah, so obviously America has a big German population, so it kind of came up. Again, I read about this, and I was going to write a horror movie like a long time ago called Das Doppelganger. And it was about a guy that kind of becomes obsessed with the doppelganger myth, and he keeps thinking he sees his doppelganger and other people's doppelgangers, and his like girlfriend or fiance or whatever is like concerned, and you don't know if it's ambiguous or if he's crazy or what's real or whatever, and then in the end there's this big climax, and then you find out he did have a doppelganger and he dies or whatever, and then she, at the very end of the movie, she's sitting at a cafe or whatever after everything, and then looks up and sees herself, but slightly different, like grin nefariously at her, and then walk out. And that was going to be my big horror movie. But as Shani can attest, I suck at writing horror movies. I love writing. Everybody always says I'm really good, but I've never gotten praise on any of my horror stuff because I can't write horror. It's like my Achilles heel. I'm great at writing comedies and like that kind of stuff, but horror, I just cannot. And I like detective, like noir, like late 40s, early 50s gritty noir style detective stuff. I went through a phase where I was writing a bunch of those, and all my friends that are into like old movies and stuff were like, "It's cool, it's just like one of those," but you know, and I did like my like. The movie that's gotten me the most praise that I've written part of, there's a drive-in style, like grindhouse style, like Quentin Tarantino-esque movie called She Drove a Hearse that's like taking place in the 70s, and it's got like biker gangs, and she's driving an old like 50s or 60s hearse, and it's, you know, you got like the southern cops with the brown police cars, and they're all corrupt. It's basically like a love letter to Dirty Harry and White Line Fever and friggin' like Vanishing Point and the original Gone in 60 Seconds and like, you know, like all of those sort of exploitation-y movies. And so and like I said, drive-in movies or grindhouse movies, although in reality I think more drive-in movies were closer to that than grindhouses were only in the big cities, I think, but every small town and everything had a drive-in at one point in that era. But anyway, yeah, so it was like that style, and everybody that's read the scripts that I wrote, I never finished it because I was always afraid that I'd want to make it and wouldn't be able to. But that script, what I got so far, every time people would read it, would be like, "That's awesome! That's amazing! I didn't know you had that in you!" But horror, I just cannot write it. It's like shitty every time. I don't know why. It's just, I can't do it. I just read part of the chat here. Conspiracy right there. Yeah, they were talking about how the account that Silent Guy was talking about just vanished. As her... and Toady is her Canadian booty guy, yeah. Der Doppelganger. Yeah, again. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, so they're talking about doppelganger versions of all of our like community friends. So instead of Frog, we've got Toady and stuff like that. All right, let's get back to the game that. I always feel bad for anyone watching these later that they won't be as entertained, but... Oh my goodness! Sorry. Oh crap. But which way do I go? Do I go to the green? I think I want to go to the green and then the little ledge? Or do I want to go to the... I guess I have to get up to that gray rock on top of that, right? I think the blue one just goes up forever. Left, yeah. Shit. Oh crap. Okay, so... I can't see far enough. I'm guessing the best course is to get on the green rock and then go to the gray rock. I think that little ledge is a trap. Or it's if you roll off, it isn't like the end of the world. Although, maybe... Hmm. There goes everything. Yeah, no! So I should have gone for the green. Oh man, again, after all the trash talking. See, yeah. I really want to see Shani do this after all the trash talking. Speaking of Shani, what time are you going live? And should I try a raid? I think raids are good for both of our accounts, are they not? Like some... Alright. Pause the game for a second. Let's talk about raids for a second here. So, you can turn raids off, either so that you can't raid, I think, but mostly so that people can't raid you. And the reason is because you would get trolls raiding. So you, instead of getting one troll, you'd have a bus load of trolls all at the same time. So for big streamers and stuff, some of them like raids because, yeah, it's good. And you get a whole bunch of new viewers at the same time. But also, some of them turn it off when they get over and over again, like, troll raids coming in and starting... crap, because then your mods are overwhelmed. But in general, if that doesn't happen, you want them on because you want to, yeah, I'm pretty sure it looks good from the person receiving the raid, to be like, oh wow, they're big enough that somebody from another channel brought in all their viewers when they were done streaming to their channel. So they clearly got somebody else's attention on Twitch. It's good for the community thing. It's good for us too because it's supporting other people, so they encourage it, I think. So I think it's good for both parties. It's similar to, I've heard hosting is good for some reason. Also, they say like hosting for a bigger site than yours is good because then it, like, I don't know, people, it brings in, I don't really know how it works, because if it's a bigger site, instead of watching your stream with their feed, they just watch their stream. I don't really get it, but either way, so I always have it set up to automatically host Frogs or Shanny's stuff when I'm not watching. I've tested it a few times, and it does seem to work. But all the chat and stuff that would go on mine, you can't see it on hers. I still don't get the point of hosting, really, because hosting is good for the one being hosted, because the algorithm sees hosted stream as interesting and features it more on the suggestions. Okay, so that means that they would see I'm hosting Shanny, and so it would be like, oh well, Canadace likes Shanny's stream, so it's good for Shanny, you mean? Use the chat messages, easiest way to begin your Twitch raid. Yeah, so you type in /raid, and then Shanny plays, and then hit enter, and then it'll do that. I looked up the code before because I wanted to find out how to do it, but I've never had enough people in it to make it worthwhile to do a raid. But I still wanted to know in theory how it works. Getting on stream at 7:30, so it's 7:13 her time now. I will still watch on my phone, but nobody leave Canada's stream. Oh, well, I'm definitely going to do a raid then. Because I have, well, 2 of Shanny's people anyway who would leave to watch her anyway. And also, I've always wanted to try doing a raid. And I want to watch her stream, so... And it's good for her channel, and I think it's good for my... Yeah, so we'll just go until I get the notification that she's gone live. And then I'll just... Or, even in the comments, you can be like, I'm live now, or whatever, and then I'll just hit /raid, Shanny plays. Yeah. Watch Canadace, watch Shanny stream. It's like a box in a box in a box. Where does it end? No. If you want. Yeah, no. So basically the way it works, Shanny, is you start your stream, and then once I find out you started, I type in chat /raid space Shanny plays or something like that with 3 N's, as you always say. And then it will automatically bring me and my viewers over to your stream. So it'll end my stream, but automatically grab everyone in my chat and everything and bring them over to your... doing all these hand gestures that you can't see on the... because the camera's tilted up too high, because this little tripod is annoying to... Oh yeah, that's great. I went to college for 3 years to learn how to be a good camera guy, and to be fair, a little web camera on a tripod wasn't really a thing we had to deal with when I was in college. But anyway, and also I was behind the camera with like an arm and like a, I didn't have, anyway, whatever. It's like, speaking of college, so I graduated from radio broadcasting and went over to the television and media program. And we had to do news and interviews and stuff. And so I put on somebody's lapel mic, but the teacher, who was like a news guy formerly, was mad because he didn't like the way. So typically you take the wire when you're doing this is a black wire with a black shirt. It's far away, but you take the wire, which you probably can't see on camera, and you gotta like loop it up and then clip it when you clip the mic in so that it makes a nice, pretty little loop. And I just had it just had to clip in like that so you wouldn't see the mic or anything. And he was berating me because I didn't know how to do proper sound wire looping things for the the lapel mics. And he was going on and on about me being in radio and they didn't teach us that and blah blah blah. It's like, you can't see radio. Why would they teach us how to pretty up a mic? We had big honking mics that we'd stick in front of the person, would block their face. We didn't, or you'd hold it out or whatever, right? Or you'd bring them into a studio and they'd have like this, we never use lapel mics because it's radio. They don't. Anyway, I'm still mad about that over a decade later, but there's a lot about the TV program I didn't like. They did teach me the fundamentals and kind of got me into indie filmmaking after college for a few years, and then I stopped more abruptly than I wanted to, and now I want to get back into it, but yeah. Still watching. Old school cameras that weighed a ton. Yeah, well, I mean, they were getting smaller and smaller. We were using Sony, what were they called? Sony XD cams or something, which were they were still solid steel bodies. They were the first prosumer cameras, I think, but they were I don't know, this long. They kind of went in a tube and then had a little thing that went up, and they were HD cameras and stuff, but more and more, even then, they were starting to kind of become obsolete. This is in 2011, mind you, and then everybody else after that went to using DSLR cameras, which were weird for filming because of the shape and everything, but yeah, they were better. And so it was what's the point of buying a prosumer camera? But yeah. All right, let's see here. So next Saturday, I don't think I'll be streaming. Just a bit of housekeeping here, because there's a hockey game until 10 p.m. my time. It's as long as they don't cancel it again because of COVID nonsense. There's supposed to be a hockey game next Friday and next Saturday. Maybe I'll stream before Shanny's Sunday stream, but I doubt it. Because I want to schedule it so that I'm not stepping on anyone's toes as far as the Shanley community goes. So if I wasn't working on Saturdays, I have a bit of a respite because all the games technically weren't canceled, but they weren't. Oh, that was a good shot, but they weren't. Try going directly whenever you can instead of hitting it midair. Yeah, the problem is I'm not great at the. Oops. To get the angle to do it in one hit, I'm not. Oops. Yeah, I'm not great at angling it correctly. If that's so, instead of doing whack whack, you mean I just angle it first and then I do one shot like that kind of. But that isn't quite so easy to do. Yeah, see, because this, it's hard to, I don't have a way of indicating what I'm talking about, but that rust-colored one kind of has a lip that comes out, and it's even more pronounced, the hitbox for it is, I think, further out than the drawing. That's another thing, too, is the hitboxes for this are a bit deceiving. Oops. Yeah. So this one you want to angle it a bit over that way, but actually this one you might have to do it a bit like that. Because the lip goes out and it's hard to tell exactly where that is. This one, yeah, see that? Well, now I have to do the old... Oh, I did it too hard. Nope. I meant to go up there. Anyway, yeah, it would be nice to, if I could finalize the schedule, but yeah, so if I had a clearer schedule for myself, I would make a schedule for Twitch. When I knew, because the thing is, I kind of have to schedule it around Shani and to a certain extent Frog as well, because especially with Shani, all of the people watching my stream are fans of hers first. Anyway, plus I enjoy having her in my chat, to be honest. But yeah, the only audience I have basically are her, because all my in real life friends that, like, I thought my first stream was going to be huge because I had so many people, because I made a trailer for it. I did all this stuff on. I never go on Facebook, but I was going on Facebook regularly and checking it out. I had so many people, and like in real life, a couple of people like saying like they were going to check it out, they couldn't wait, blah blah blah. But then the day came, and it was like only the Shani people that were there, and it's always been that way. And I think there's been a couple times where maybe people would lurk, but nobody ever comments from like in real life, and it's kind of like, well, the only people that actually watch are people in the Shani community anyway, so I can't have my streams be on at the same time as her, because then I'll lose my entire audience, pretty much. Plus, I don't want to compete with her. Anyway. I mean, who else would give me such wonderful, like, oh my god, that would have been so awesome. Who else would give me such wonderful gaming tips as play this game? But yeah. Off-topic question for Shani. Oh, yeah. True, Nico, true. So I got the achievement, and for a brief second I saw the top of the stairs, but... See, this is a game that if you really want to be good at it, it requires all your attention. But it was basically made for Let's Plays and streaming. I guess nobody really calls them Let's Plays anymore, but because of streaming. But streaming wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the old YouTube Let's Play videos. It's kind of... yeah, that was... But, yeah. So... Oh! Oh. See, the thing is, too, you lose your patience, and then you... Oop. Right now, what Chris said about this being Pong is kind of becoming true. There we go. That's where I wanted it. Alright. This one, again, that stupid flip. It's hard to tell. Alright. This one, we pretty much have to do the alley-oop up and over. Alley-oop! Okay, stay! This part. So it juts out, so it's like, what angle do I do this in? Because if you do too much this way, it'll ricochet. But if you do... You have to do a little bit. Here, maybe? No. Shit. Ooh. Yes! Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Think, McFly, think. Stay there! Why is there a shovel? No! God damn it! Okay, we're good. We're good. We're less good. This is not good. No! Damn it! Ah! That's more the reaction that people are expecting with this game. So, yeah. I could see where this was going, XD. Yeah, thanks, Nico. No, I know it. I could too. The thing is, you can almost, like, precog see it going wrong, and you're like... When it goes wrong, you're not surprised, but you're like, I don't know how I could do that any different. Or you start to get it gets in your head, and you're like, Oops. Too much of an angle there. Okay, there we go. Right angle. I saw you being way off. I was about to call you out on it. Boom, you went down. Thanks, Nico. Although, to be fair, yeah, again, getting back to Game Grumps and stuff, whenever they make, like, mistakes like that, you're, like, watching and you're like, no, you in it, don't, how could you? But when you're actually doing this, and that's what when they have guests and stuff too. It's like when you're actually playing it or whatever, and especially when you're trying to be entertaining for an audience and you're playing, it's like, see that one I went to the angle up, but yeah, it's hard to tell. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna angle it. So you gotta get it just right, because like that one, it was technically the right idea, but it was a bit too sharp of a... Oops. Nope. Time saver that I thought it was. Oops. Stick. No. I wonder if this would be easier if I was watching it on the bigger screen, but then my angle would be all weird for you guys watching it, so... Because normally I have the feed in here, and then the game or whatever there, but then I found when I'd watch it back, it would just be me going, which it kind of is anyway, because I keep reading chat even though I have it on my phone, but... I don't know. I've thought different times about setting up my desk for streaming and stuff, but the background, I don't know if it'd be as good to look at for behind me, so I don't know. Plus, I gotta reconfigure a bunch of stuff. And, this is where I always mess it up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so... Go to the green. Yeah, I think you're right. Don't roll too quick. Okay, good. I wanted it in that little pocket. Okay. Okay, so I think I got enough power that I can... No. Okay, it won't make it... Okay. Oop. Oh. See, when it's falling like that, it knows. It won't let you do it until it's done falling, basically. Well... So, if you hit it up or whatever, you can re-hit it. But if it's falling and then it starts bouncing off of that and whatever, they won't let you hit it again until it's come to a stop. Oh my gosh, will you just... Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, thanks, Shani. Shani just said, I believe in you. I think I might make a highlight reel of this for YouTube. I was, again, beginning to wonder, because my live streams are just going to YouTube, what I should do, because I got all these graphics and stuff that I made for the YouTube things, and now they're just going up there anyway, but I think doing a short version with just like a highlight reel, because I don't think people want to watch like a 3-hour broadcast or whatever on YouTube. So just doing a condensed version of just the like greatest hits or whatever, cutting out all the like me sitting here waiting for people to log in and stuff, might be worth it. Okay, I'm ready. I'll be on in about 3 minutes. Hee hee. Oh yeah. Silent Guy said, oh, you shouldn't have said that, when she said she believed in me because I messed up after. Whatever. But to be fair, Nico, I think part of that was sarcasm. Alright. This definitely almost makes me want to practice it to... Oop. It makes me want to practice it to record me getting further. But then again, the whole point is like, you want to do it live on stream. But also I want to be like, just show the recording of me getting past the one part. Thinking like a Let's Player more than a... Oh, I gave it... Alright. A little bit of power. Too much still. I'm surprised after this that I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't make some weird billiard spool version of this game. I think that's the next logical step for this. He did the weird hammer and cauldron naked guy thing. Then he did this. So with all the geometry, the physics and whatnot, I think the next step would be, since it's all about angles and everything, some weird pool table idea, I guess. I don't know. Also, I guess, what's his face? Senor vague Spanish accent that might not be real, only comes on when you get to the next puzzle or whatever. Yeah, okay. So I thought I could hit it just gently, get it just a bit over, and then, but maybe not. There was a lot more interaction in the original. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I remember seeing the original and having him being like, "Don't give up. It's only." I keep going between Norwegian and Spanish all the time. But again, I don't know his accent is real. Oh my! But oops, should have done that because it would have been fine if I hadn't hit it the second time. So I think Shani gave her "I'm going live on Twitch" thing, which means we only have about 35 more minutes before she actually goes live. Actually, just give me a second. Just going over to Shani's thing. She's not live yet, is she? No. Okay. Yeah, she's not live yet, just in case you were wondering. See, I'm impatient because I'm like, oh, I want to end it where the ball's in a good spot for next stream or whatever. I don't know if I'll do... I don't know if I want to do this... Oops. But also good. No! Yeah, but this is one I will kind of want to go back to. Also, I was streaming the Telltale Back to the Future game when I first started, but my attendance kind of petered off. So I was like, I don't know if anyone's actually invested in this game or not. It's a very story-driven game, so I was like, I kind of pumped the brakes on that, but if I had more of a social media presence, off-stream, I'd do like, and I know how to do it, I'd put on polls, like, what do you guys want to see next? But I have an inconsistent audience. To be fair, I basically don't have a regular schedule, so it's kind of hard for people to know when I'm going to stream. I do try to announce it on Discord and places, but I stopped announcing it altogether on Facebook because, again, even if I got interest, they wouldn't show up anyway for YouTube or Twitch or whatever, so... My goodness. So, I kind of gave up on my real-life friends. If you're watching this, guys, sorry, but... You can tell me about it. If you watch this, you can tell me about it. Preferably in the comments somewhere, like YouTube or whatever, so that there's an actual record of it, not just to my face. As much as I like interacting in person, if we're talking face to face, I'm seeing you anyways, and it doesn't like count as interaction on any of my platforms where I'm trying to promote my things. So the more engagement I get typing, the better. And then you can also tell me to my Facebook, write it too, so I get both. Because it seems like I get, anytime I would make content, and this is not an exception, people would come up and say, oh, I saw it, and I'd be like, okay, great, why are you, like, I'm glad that you're telling me, but, like, when I had a podcast and stuff, people would talk about things that I said on the podcast, and I'd be like, kind of wish you had have, I don't know, done a review or something, so that the algorithm would know that you saw it. Other than, I guess I'd have the view numbers, technically, but the way these things work, that's only like 1/10 of the equation is the view numbers. Okay, people saw it, but was it playing in the background or whatever? It's how you interact with it is like how the algorithm decides to promote it for you. So I'm mostly making these now for the channel more than my IRL friends and stuff, because I don't really know if they're watching, if they care anyway. Oh my goodness, ball! Alright. There we go. I wonder if I will get the Twitch notification that she's live on my phone if I'm on Twitch. Should probably check in again. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Yeah. IRL friends are for those people who have RLs anyways. Yeah, I know. Especially with... Well, okay, so apparently some of my friends from back in the day and stuff moved back to town after COVID, but it was like a big secret. They didn't want, I guess, some of the other people to bother them as much, so it was like, they're like, oh, don't tell anyone I'm back in town, and it's like, why? Okay, I won't, but... And then they're like, oh, we gotta get a coffee or something while I'm still living here, stuff. And then it's like, alright, I can make coffee if you want to come over. No, you're ghosting me now? Okay, cool. So, I don't know. Oh my Gideon. So I basically only have a couple of people that I see a lot in real life anyway. But anyway. A little bit closer. Alright, there, right there. Good. Nope. Oh, I hate that. Alright. So that's annoying. The right click. Part of me thinks that was also deliberately put in there to make the game more frustrating for... So you'd accidentally... Yeah. Yeah, see, I thought it was exit the menu, but... Oh, Shanny's not. Okay. So, I guess this is as good a place as any to end it, so... Let's see here. If I do this in OBS, will it work? Let's find out. Yeah, okay. Raid, and then... Alright. Not you could get too much further anyways, Cough. Thanks a lot, Nico. And with that, we'll go over to Shanny. Thanks for watching. Bye.